All right. Well, before we jump in the podcast, I just want to show you tunes that I really like. Eh,
Sipping Henny got her out of control.
yeah.
Ain't too many ever see the get low.
Bro, this is hard.
Make it move real slow. Trying to see if you can do it on the
Mark, awesome.
Getting jiggy, then you lean to the side and you rock with it. Move to the right, put some bop in it. You catch it like whoa. Run it back, then you catch it like whoa. It don't even feel like a weekend. Coop into the house overthinking. Walk around the crib in her secrets. A bunch of failed tries in a recent.
Yo, I love it.
Thank you.
I love it, bro. Hey,
Yeah.
I really want to dissect, your musical process, dude. That's
Okay,
why I'm
cool.
here. Hey, Mark. I like to open up with icebreakers,
Okay.
so that viewers will get to know you. Um,
Cool.
I'm gonna throw out some questions. Just say the first word that comes into your mind. Music.
Drake.
Drake. Did you say Drake?
Yeah.
Great. Basketball.
Jordan.
My next question is Michael Jordan.
Pippen.
LeBron James.
Kyrie.
Kyrie. Kobe.
Mamba.
Family.
Dad.
What item would you bring to a desert island
Laptop.
so you can make music or something?
No. For movies gitu.
Okay. Hey Mark, you sound great, but do you mind speaking to the maybe mic a little bit closer, or
Okay.
you just sound a little bit.
Sure.
Hey, that's better. Yo, that's
Yeah.
a lot better if you can maintain that. That'll be great. You can
Okay, cool.
better. Great. All right. What was an item in your high school locker?
Towels.
What's one thing that you want to eliminate from this world?
Poverty.
If you are a drink, what would you be?
Soju.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Movie's great. Favorite music albums?
I'd probably have to go with Take Care by Drake.
When did that came out?
I think it's around 2011. I was in high school.
Hmm.
2011 or 2010, around that time.
Alright.
Early 2010s.
Okay. Favorite movies from the 90s or early 2000s?
Oh, of course, Star Wars.
Great, Mark. I'm so glad to have you here. It's such a great.
Yeah.
Mark, where did you grow up? And tell the audience where you're from.
Okay, so I grew up in suburb like an hour from Jakarta, Lipo Karawaci, and I grew up here since like 5, but I was born in Kuningan, and I was raised in Kamang for like 3-4 years, and then I moved here, and then I went to Espeja, and then for middle school I went to Morningstar, and then high school I went to AIS.
And
That's
for college, where did you go to study?
SAE, and I went to Shoreline Community College first before going to SAE.
Where's SAE?
Melbourne. It's a music school. Well, it's a media school, but I took the music major.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So you went to a music school and you focused on music as
Yep.
for your studies. And how did you do that? What made you interested in that?
Because at first, I was sent to Seattle to Shoreline Community College just to study. My dad wanted me to take uh, a path like similar to my brother, like business, finance, all that stuff. I felt like it wasn't me, and like I told them about it, and they were supportive. And because America was so far, they ended up like uh, enrolling me in a school like in Melbourne because my sister lived there,
Mm.
and so I went to school there
Cool.
for music.
But
Yeah,
it's funny that in hindsight, you're doing a lot of business right now, right?
yeah, yeah.
So we'll go into your records a little bit later. Yeah, that would be
Cool.
interesting to find out. So, tell me more about your college days in Melbourne. And did you explore? Did you like find out what you
I
like?
didn't really, I didn't really explore Melbourne, but I really felt like it was a period in my life where I actually found my sound, like my um, like my genre. You know what I mean? Like with my music, like I really knew like where I was gonna go because of my period of time there.
Hmm. Uh, um, what was it like? I've never been to Australia. What?
Oh, Melbourne's pretty nice. The food is crazy, and the people are pretty nice. Well, I didn't really go out that much, but the people in the school were really nice, and I hung out with a lot of cool people. And uh, I mean, yeah, Melbourne is pretty good.
Okay, okay, okay. Well,
It's not one of my favorite cities, but like it's alright. I like
but
it.
city that like have, as you say, helped you find your sound.
Oh, because I was really spending a lot of time in my room, like in my apartment.
So was it the sound of what the the AC? No, like what?
It's more to like I think I spent too much time by myself, like listening to music, exploring like all the music there is like in the world, and I actually and then after listening to a lot of music, I try to make music myself, and like during that process of making my music, I actually found like the like the way I make my music now. You know what I mean?
So there is a way to search for what you like, as well as a way to make music, which are different. Is that what you are
Yeah,
interested?
sort of.
How so, and how did you do? And what was it like for you? How did you? What did you search?
So
What platforms did
bef-
you use?
before before Melbourne, I was making music more um with my friend Ricky. He was a DJ, and we were like a duo, and we made music like and I was DJing too. But then I had to continue with my college, so we separated because he was in Jakarta. And during my days in Melbourne, we both decided to go our own way. Like not in a bad term, but we're still friends till now. He's one of my best friends. Um, but he decided to focus on like his DJing career. He's big now, and like my I decided to stay with my sound, which is more to the radio songs. You know what I mean?
Radio songs.
Yeah, like pop or maybe hip, something you hear in the radio. Because he plays totally different songs. He plays like the songs you hear in the club. That's different. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
All right, and
Yeah.
I see. So you had this duo. So you were like, you know, Tale of Us or some DJs that. Um,
Yeah.
but how old did you start playing the the music?
Well, if the moment I started playing music was actually maybe since I was very little, because I grew up in church every Sunday, and whenever I can see like a drum kit open, like nobody there, or like a guitar like laying around there, I'll just grab it and play it since I was little. And like my parents always during my school days, elementary days until my high school years, they always enroll me in like lessons, like piano lessons, drum lessons, guitar lessons. So I can play those three instruments like uh not like very good, but just enough, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And
And did you like the lessons?
not really, and I skipped quite a lot, but like I kind of regret it now. But yeah, I'm grateful I joined like the most of the classes so I can play a little bit.
Right. You know, my impression of you and Micah, you know, um, your brother, good friend of mine, and is that you guys are so talented. You know,
Okay, thank
physically, mentally, whatever you guys touch, you guys are good. Like all of a sudden, Micah is like shooting threes. You know, in
you.
his basketball court. We just played soccer. I'm like, whoa. And then I saw you. You can play the drums, as you say, full kit drum. You know, just relax, but you know, so good at it. And then you're also you guys are versatile. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
uh, thank you.
Um, how did that lead to producing music?
Okay, so that decision was made like back when I was in grade 11, around grade 11 or 10. So when I went to high school in AIS, they had to they had like this career fair day, and like 90, I think 100% of the stalls that opened that day, like I wasn't interested. And like after that day, the the teachers made the students choose like a curriculum, like you want to go the business way or you want to go the science way, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I ended up getting the business way, but I knew like this wasn't it. And in school, there are some classes where you can pick electives. You know what I mean? And I chose music. It was random. Like I didn't have any intentions of being a musician back then, but like it was either music or or a science class. So I was like, yeah, I'll take music. So yeah, during that class, there was this one assignment where you should open up GarageBand and you should make a song, record a song, like like pick a song from YouTube and just cover it like with instruments in the classroom. So after that assignment, I was like, damn, I think I like this. I like making music because back then I was actually already started DJing with Ricky, and so I was like, yeah, I'll choose. I think music is the way. Yeah,
Wow,
so that's when I I decided like, yeah, I think my career is gonna be in music.
that's so cool. You're
Yeah,
discovering it through experimenting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's funny. It's as if life just has to box us in certain categories. You know, it's like
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Does your upbringing have a support in your um in yourself, like encouragement from your parents? Did that help?
Well,
Or
my parents were always supportive, but when I first was about to go to college, they were like, they were having doubts. I knew they were having doubts, and like um, they were supportive of me making music, but they were like, okay, you go to college, but you can still make music. You can't go to college for music. You know what I mean?
You, what are you saying?
Like,
So you have to
I'm saying they told me to go to college, but like make music on the side, not make it like my main thing. So I should focus on like going to college and making music like not priority. But then I went to Seattle for school, and like I think because I was consistently and persistently making music, and it's constant consistently improving for them, they saw like, okay, I think Mark's like serious about it. So I think finally they were like, yeah, okay, you can do music.
and
Yeah.
what was that genre when you were in Seattle? What were
uh,
you?
I was still with Ricky, DJ.
Okay, okay, and he was also in Seattle, or
He was in Seattle in college too. He was in college too in Seattle.
oh, nice. So get to
Yeah,
jam together.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So, um, Mark, how did mm, Junkie Monkey start?
Okay, that's a different story. So Junkie Monkey started when I first went to Melbourne. So I was that was the period where me and Ricky decided to uh, go separate ways. Um, then one morning, I was having breakfast with my sister, Stephanie, and her son, Zayden. Zayden was still like a year or like less, so he was still a baby, and like he was wearing this baby onesie, and the picture was a little monkey eating cookies, I think, and below that was writing "Chunky Monkey." So I was like, "Damn, that's a good nickname." I think so. I decided to use that and change the writing to Junkie Monkey. So that's the first time where I used that name uh, for me, and that's where Junkie Monkey started.
Right, right.
It was just a name first. I didn't know where I was going at first, but it was just a name first.
Cool.
Get me
Well,
started. Yeah.
nice, nice, nice. Yeah. It's very catchy.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm. What's the most difficult thing about musical production in your experience?
So I think it's the inspiration. It's it's so hard to get inspiration to write, and well, at least for me, and because I wrote a lot of songs, but I don't really put out everything because sometimes the writing is like feels forced. So it's hard to get the inspiration and the right melodies for songs. So I think that's the toughest part. Like writing the right melodies, writing the right catchy lyrics. It's hard. That's the hardest part for me.
And when you're writing, do you go all in and like black out room? Do you fully focus ordering food from
It's
outside? And what is
well,
what can
well,
one?
believe it or not, I usually, well, maybe most of musicians do this, but I write a lot of my songs after midnight. So before midnight, I don't think my brain works for music. I don't know. That's it's just me. I'm more productive in music after 12, or maybe like after 10, like at nighttime.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Don't know about that. Inspiration comes from, but it just comes right when
Yeah, it
it's
just comes. Yeah,
quiet, when it's dark. You feel like you're the only one in the world.
yeah.
Hustling, working, and yeah. So you worked in Record Plant Studio, which is a very well known studio in LA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When did you go there, and what did you do there?
The first time I went there was I've been there like almost maybe 10 times already, but the first time I went there was 2 years ago, I think. So I work frequently with my friend. He's my engineer, so he helps me produce. He mix and masters all my songs. So like every songs in my catalog, he mixes and masters them, and he's regularly the one who records my vocals. Um, so one day we were at Paramount Recording Studio. So, but then I was about to book the next week, but like they say like, oh, it's full. Somebody booked it already. So I just asked him like, yo, besides this studio, which one's good? So and then he recommended Record Plant.
Right, right. And does it help to have a friend that that you work with?
Yeah, totally, totally. I think surrounding yourself with like surrounding yourself in a good environment, like a supportive and a very positive environment, is really important in making music.
Can you give examples, like because you collaborated with artists from the U.S. I think met some of them, and you guys have like a very cool bond together. You know,
Yeah,
was that
I think
what are the names?
I think chemistry is really important in making music, because there's one day where my engineer, I was in LA, the my engineer was sick. He fell sick, so I had a substitute engineer. Hello,
Yeah, now you're back.
hear me?
Engineer,
uh
because
yeah,
he was sick.
he fell sick. So I had a substitute come in, and like I can honestly say that it was probably the worst session I've been in. Like there was no chemistry at all between me and the engineer, and it really affects how I recorded. And so I think like surrounding yourself with the right environment really affects on how you make your music.
Wow,
Yeah.
I think that lesson is applicable to many things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, I want to talk about the industry that you're in. Um, what what is your personal habit in making music? What is- what sets you apart in your habits?
What do you mean by habits?
Like
And
you told us that you work at night, but you have a particular action that you do. Like, do you write on a piece of paper, or do you,
oh, I
you
see.
meet with your engineers once a week, or what are your habits, personal on
So
personal level?
there are two ways that I usually make music. Two types. One is when I'm here and he's there, or when we're together. So there's two types. So if I'm here and he's there, I usually um make the music, and then I write, and then I record myself, and then I'll send it over to him, and then like he'll do what he does, and then he'll send it back to me, and then vice versa. We'll just go back and forth until the music's done. But if I'm there, I think the habit is just us vibing together in the room. As long as we're in the room together, we can like produce like some sort of creative bond. I don't know how to say it. Like when we're together, we just click,
Mm.
especially when drinks come in too.
I guess so, but that's different for everyone. But yeah.
Huh?
Um, I bet the file sizes that you sent are large, no? Or you compress it because it has to be.
Okay.
That,
Yeah.
did you hear my question about the file sizes?
No, no, no.
Oh, I was wondering, the file size that you sent must be huge.
Oh, we usually don't send like the projects. We usually export them to usually MP3, and then we zip it in a folder, and then we either we Google Drive it or we transfer.
Hmm.
Either one. Either one. Yeah.
Hmm. Um, I know that the production of media is can be very difficult. What do you use? Do you use Adobe Premiere, or what do you use? What's your software?
For music,
Yeah,
so if I'm recording, I use Pro Tools, but when I make my own beat, like my music, usually Logic.
those are Mac, right?
Pro Tools are both. Logic is Mac.
Hmm.
Logic is basically like the better version of GarageBand.
I see. I see.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the professional GarageBand. Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool. Wow. So you can sing, you write, and you produce your
Yep.
music, right?
Yep.
Do you think
Most of
do you think these three are different art by itself?
yes, very. It's very different. Because sometimes people can write, but they can't produce, and some people can produce and they can't write.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been performing. You jam live. You went
Yeah.
to a concert, Shiver. How does it feel singing in front of thousands of?
Oh, it feels surreal at first. It feels during the first song, I was actually like shaking, kind of. But as I go through like 2, 3 songs, it feels natural.
It looks so cool. That's one of the biggest events of the year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they have it again next year with this like pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you keep it up with playing live? Do you enjoy it? Do you,
I
um,
love it. Love it. I
yeah.
love playing.
Um, does church have a big influence still with you today? Because I imagine that the music in churches
Yes.
be uplifting
So
and
so on a
has a very spiritual.
so for the past few months, ever since I went back from holiday this year, I've been part time in church. So I've been helping with the music, the audio. So since I went to school for like engineering, audio engineering, so I've been helping church with the technical side of the audio.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not singing, but like I'm the one who like arranges the music and audio. I'm
Oh,
one of the person.
wow. What do you do? So what do you do? You select the music and
Um, I usually get the files from the recording, and then I'll just mix it, and then they post it on the online service.
oh, you guys produce music as well.
Uh, we are going to, but like so we record the praise and worship sessions, and we post it online every week.
I see.
And I'm in charge of that. Yeah,
Oh, cool. Cool.
I'm also playing drums this Sunday and next Sunday
Oh, nice.
on the service. Yeah,
When I was going to church, I really feel, very very alive when I hear the music. 'Cause it's such a
yeah, yeah,
resonating experience, when you sing your heart out
yeah,
and when you say the words that you really want to say. And I guess that's one of the powers of music. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk about OMG Records. What is that? And is it something
So
appropriate, or what do you guys plan
it's
to do?
so OMG Records is my it's like my baby.
Hmm.
So it's my own company, and my brother is actually helping me on the business side of it since he has
Yeah.
background in that, and like so OMG Records is a record label that I formed so I can generate more talents here. And I feel like, because I feel like there's a lot of talent to be produced here, and like, but they don't have any platform. And I'm willing to like help them out and like uh, be the platform for people who doesn't have a platform.
Wow. So you are releasing like services to professional
Yeah,
artists who want to make it
yeah,
for themselves and expand their
yeah,
musical career.
yeah, yeah,
Wow, that's so cool that you mentioned about collaboration. Now that previously you mentioned about collaboration, and now that you want to make an effort to reach out to other artists as well.
yeah,
Speaking of artists, you collaborated with famous people, Valerie Thomas,
yeah,
Kamasean, right?
yeah.
How was it like working with them?
It was cool. Valerie is really cool. Kamasean has a really good voice. Not gonna lie. And I actually OMG Records actually helped produce her album, and it's done. But I don't know when she's gonna release it. But it's done. That's actually the first OMG project, was helping her album. Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, thank you, thank you.
Did you produce it yourself?
Like 90%.
Wow,
I think she produced herself the one of the songs, but the rest, yeah, yeah, I produced like most of them.
nice. Nice.
Yeah, and I was the one who recorded her vocals in my studio here.
Oh, you have a studio in your house?
Yep. Yeah, small setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Upstairs, yeah.
Is it going to be open for public to come at OMG Records?
I don't think so. It's at home. Probably I'm gonna probably open a public one in the office, but not at home.
Hmm. Right, right. Because I imagine it's going to be something maybe like a record plant studio, OMG Record Studio. You have to
Hopefully, hopefully, one day.
have pizzas, beers.
Yeah, yeah. Food is actually really important in making music. Like 90% of the time, like I'll have like chips or something in my hand, like when I'm making music.
Huh. Hmm.
Yeah,
I guess those carbs are needed to sing or
yeah.
something. No? Mark, what's your advice to artists that want to break in and come out?
Uh, Probably my biggest advice would be don't be afraid of being yourself. Like, cause I've been like sort of not scrutinized, but like uh I've heard people saying like, oh, it's too uh yeah, it's too vulgar or something, or like it's too liberal or what. I think my biggest advice to people is like just be you. Don't care what people think.
How so? Why is it important to be ourselves in music? I did.
Because
We're gonna be pulled out of ourself and lose our sound.
for me, well, I think um it's okay to have people like not liking your stuff, because when you be yourself, I think for sure there are gonna be people that like your stuff. Like, because I feel like no matter how good you are, there are still gonna be haters. Like, let's say Drake, there are a lot of haters. There are a lot of haters, but yeah, he's successful, right? Because he's stuck to like what who he is, and like who and like he doesn't really care about what people think. I think that's important. And in my experience, like when when some people say like, "Oh, don't do this when making music. Oh, don't do this when you're making music." I think that limits myself from the full potential. I think what's most important in making music is freedom.
I love that example of Drake because it
Yeah.
it also shows dedication is going to
Yeah.
pay off. He drops albums like so many times. All of a sudden, like
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
and boom, and it's a whole album, and just
Yeah.
imagine the work put in there,
Yeah. Yeah.
grinding. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Anything you wanna Well, first of all, thank you for sharing your inspiration to me,
Yep.
the audience. It's really heartwarming to see a person like you going out there and inspiring me and others through your music.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, do you have anything you want to plug? You wanna share to the world, social media accounts or
Uh,
projects?
well, I have this upcoming project. It was supposed to be out like this year, but probably not because of the all the COVID uh problems. Because cause it it won't allow me to like have like tours or promotional tours, stuff like that. So I'm pushing it back, but stay tuned.
Cool. And what are your Instagram handles and your YouTube channel names?
The Junkie Monkey. It's the Junkie Monkey. TheJunkiemUnkie.
Great. JunkieMunkie. Mark, thank you so much. We'll say
Thank
bye.
you.
We won't hang up.
But what?
We'll say bye. We'll say bye, but we won't hang up. We'll continue the talk.
Okay. So, bye.
Say bye. Bye.
Bye.